So, thought I'd try something new. There's a Nintendo Direct, except for its Pokemon Direct. And I don't remember them doing one of those last year, but they did one this year. It's cool. So they only announced like 2 things in the entire 20-minute video. So this video is going to be shorter than that because I'm not going to talk about everything that they announced in detail. Because the first thing was just really short, and then the second thing they spent like 15 minutes on. But I gotta spend no longer than 5 minutes on both of them. So, first, they announced a new Pokemon game, which is a deluxe version of the original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team games, Blue Rescue Team and Red Rescue Team, but this time it's just one game together. Which, honestly, I think looks fine. It's just an old classic being brought back to new. But, that's just about all I can say about it. But the thing is, it suffers from the same issue with Link's Awakening, the remake, in my opinion, in which, like, usually I'm not a graphics snob at all. Usually, I'll just play a game, I don't care about the graphics one tiny bit. I'll play anything from the worst graphics on the planet, like, I don't know, a game with food fight graphics or something, and then, or something with 4K if I have the money to play that. But, yeah, graphics usually don't mean anything to me, but with Pokemon, specifically, it kind of bugs me when they do 3D graphics, because, like, I get they were trying it out for X and Y, but just the 3D graphics don't really look that good in my opinion. Like, it's more aesthetically pleasing for the pixel graphics, and I think they should just do more detailed of the pixel graphics, but whatever. They're going with 3D, and I doubt they're ever gonna go back. But, yeah, the new, game, the new, Rescue Heroes, Rescue Team, not Rescue Heroes, the Rescue Team Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Remastered. Not much to say about it, it's just, it exists, I guess. I probably won't end up playing it, because, like, the only Mystery Dungeon game I actually play is Explorers of Sky. But, let's see. Then they announced that there's going to be 2 expansion things for, Sword and Shield, which you can get an expansion pass for, just like Smash Brothers or something, but 2 expansions later this year, which will basically just be like a little bit of a new story. It's kind of like when they did Black 2 and Light 2 or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's just a sequel, but instead of having to restart the game just for the sequel, like play as a new character with the new Pokemon, you get to play as your same character, same team, which honestly, I just hope that it's a challenging story, like an actual challenge to play through, because the Pokemon just really isn't that difficult anymore. Mostly because it basically tells you where to go every time, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what they just announced, which I think they are taking a step in the right direction, because they announced that the new areas that you get to go to in the 2 new expansions, the first one's going to be like Isle of Armor, and the second one, I don't remember the name, but you're going to be able to it's going to be a wild area, like 3D camera and all that, which will be amazing. And since it's because, like, I think they realized that people preferred the wild area over the design of the normal walking around areas in the rest of the game, so I think they actually chose to make it all wild area for the new thing because they saw how the fans reacted to the rest of the game just being kind of like walk here, walk there, whatever. But yeah, they announced over 200 new Pokemon. They didn't announce what they're going to be. And no, not new Pokemon. New additions to the Pokédex. Like, you know, Sword and Shield didn't have all the Pokemon in it. Over 200 of the old Pokemon are being added back in, including every single legendary Pokemon. They did say legendary, and when they were showing all the Pokemon, they didn't show any of the mythical Pokemon. So yeah, all the legendary Pokemon. No Mew or stuff like that, but there will be like Mewtwo, Dialga, and Palkia, stuff like that. And there's going to be new legendaries, which are, they showed 3 bird Pokemon, which honestly all just look like Galar region from Galar, I don't know how to pronounce it. Galar region, yeah, I think it's Galar. Galar region forms of the the bird Pokemon from Generation 1, which, it's fine. Like, nothing special, just fine. The Galar region versions. Like, adding in all the other legendaries I think was cool, but I don't know about you, but even back when they were making Gen 7, I hated the idea of just taking old Pokemon, giving them a reskin, and acting like it's a new thing. Like, the Alolan region Pokemon, admittedly some of them looked cool, but every Alolan region Pokemon could have been like Alolan Marowak. That could have just been a different evolution, like if you give it a Firestone or something, I don't know. And the Alolan Vulpix, that could have just been an entirely new ice-based Pokemon. Change the design to look a little bit less like Vulpix. You could have just had a new Ice Fox Pokemon. That would have been cool. And then you'd still have the original Vulpix. Because, like, I don't know, just the idea of just taking the old Pokemon and just putting a new coat of paint on them, which sometimes looks better, sometimes looks worse, and sometimes is just equally good. I just wish they would just make new Pokemon instead of just making that, because like there's so much potential wasted right there. Like, imagine if all the Galar region forms were just new Pokemon. Like, you could have made a new bird trio. How cool would that be? But no, just the old bird trio with a new color scheme, basically. Whatever. But then they're announcing 2 new Regis, which no, not Reggie Fils-Aimé, like Registeel, Regirock, Regice, Regigant. I don't remember what the one added in Diamond and Pearl was. Regigigas, that's what it was. Regigigas, I don't know. Like, there's the 3 in Gen 3, Registeel, Regirock, and Regice. And there was Regigigas. I think that's his name. Oh man. But yeah, in Generation 4, 2 new of those, which looks actually pretty cool. Like, an electric one, which would probably be something like Regi Thunder, Regi Lightning, I don't know. And a dark one, which might be like it's black and red, so I'm assuming it's going to be like dark type, or maybe it's ghost type. It could be something like Regi Shade, Regi Dark. I don't know. I'm not the one making up Pokemon names, clearly, because all the names I'm coming up with are just not that great. But yeah, so that looks pretty cool. But also just straight up new legendaries. There's a new legendary for each of the new expansions they're making. For the first one, there's some fighting fighting bear. I forgot what it's called, but honestly, on its own, that just looks like it's a normal Pokemon, not legendary. At first I was just like, wow, they're actually gonna pass that off as a legendary Pokemon. That's kind of pathetic. But its evolution actually looks like a legendary Pokemon a bit more. Honestly, there was some fighting bear Pokemon in Generation 6, I think. It's basically just that, but it's a bit cooler, I guess. I don't know. It's basically the new legendaries for Isle of Armor. They fall a bit short when compared to all the other legendaries that are super cool. And these ones are just kind of like easily mistaken for just regular old Pokemon. But either way, that's those. I can't even remember their names, but at least they have a cool idea with it having when it evolves, there's 2 different forms you can choose. There's a dark and fighting and a water and fighting type, which admittedly it's pretty cool that they're just trying some new stuff like that. There's gonna be a new attack for each form, which I think is a pretty cool idea. Let's see, is there any? Oh yeah. Then the next DLC, which I still can't remember the name of, Blimpdeer. Yeah, that's what we got. A Blimpdeer, which it looks fine. At least it looks like a legendary. Honestly, I think it looks more like a mythical Pokemon, but whatever. But yeah, it's not much to say about it. It's kind of there, which I guess is the main problem with Sword and Shield. There's not really a lot to say about what happens in it. It just kind of is there. Like, at first there was just like all the controversy with people being like, oh no national decks, Honestly, I knew from the beginning that they were just going to have DLC add in the rest of the Pokemon later. But like, there's just not that much to say about it, really. And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon had basically the same problem. It just kind of exists. There's not much to say about it. Like, some of the new Pokemon look cool. Oh yeah, while we're on the topic of stuff looking cool, there's the concept art for the game, which some concept art for the new areas looks really cool. I'm guessing it's not going to look as pretty as the drawings when it's actually in the game, because it's just gonna be the 3D graphics, but like the drawings for it look amazing. But yeah. There's not really. I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything. No, I don't think I forgot anything. The new characters. Duh. There's the new characters. One of them's named Mustard, which I don't know. That's kind of funny. No offense to anyone actually named Mustard out there. I don't know if that's a real name or something. But yeah, that's the dude's named Mustard. Not much else to say. There's the new rivals that you can get, which, let's be real here. Rivals haven't been interesting since Gen 2. That rival dude in Gen 2 / like, I guess they were interesting in Gen 3 and 4 because, Fire Red and Leaf Green and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But other than that, like, main series Gen 3, main series Gen 4, and anything afterwards, just rivals were kind of boring. Like, they're too nice to you, they don't have any character. Like, I think that they'd be better if they were actually, like, jerks to you again, like, making you want to be like, Now when you name them a stupid name, it's just like, you kind of do it just for the joke of it, but like, why aren't they actually jerks again? Like, that'd be way more interesting, because like, now they're all kind of samey. Like, Generation 6, X and Y, you know? You had like 4 different rivals that you went on that adventure with. All of them were the same. They just basically had different Pokemon and a different skin. That's all that differentiated them. They're all basically the same character. Rivals in Gen 7, basically the same characters as the rivals in Gen 6. I haven't played Generation 8, so I don't know if your basic rivals is any good, but I do know he's no Gary Oak. Gary Oak and that other guy from Gen 2, which I don't think there's any official names. Like, they call him Silver in the comic books and stuff, manga, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, there's that, but like, all the other rivals are just kind of boring. They're too nice to you. They're basically your friends, and I think you should have an enemy rival again, like a rival who's actually your enemy, not just a rival that's like, oh yeah, I exist, I'm a fellow Pokemon trainer, we're gonna fight. No. There should be like an actual enemy, actual conflict, instead of like an actual rival that you might even grow to hate. Like, everyone started hating Gary Oak. But it was like a love-hate, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like you hate the character and you're like, oh no, I never want that to be brought back. No, it's like, I'm not good with words, but like, seriously, what's up with that? No, there's no new rivals that are actually interesting. They're all basically the same. Even if they have some different personality traits, they all boil down to being the same thing, while Generation 1 and 2's rivals were unique. And honestly, don't start saying, don't start saying Gen 1 or whatever, because to be entirely real, I didn't play a single Generation 1 game until like last year. I played Pokemon Yellow, so yeah. No nostalgia for me, no nostalgia bias for this. This is just, I genuinely think this, no nostalgia bias, and yeah. Like, I'm a bit nostalgic for Gen 2, but not original Gen 2. I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That was my first Pokemon game. But like, this is a little bit ridiculous, like, when all of the rivals are the same. So I just hope that the new rivals are interesting again. Like, make them jerks, make them turn out to be entirely evil, make them even be the main antagonist of your new story. Maybe make them turn out to be working with Team Rocket or something. I don't know. Do something interesting with these new rivals, instead of just making it be another rival that's just kind of a bother, but not really that much. Oh wow, this video is going on way longer than I expected. Guess there was something to say about it. But yeah, I think I only have one other thing to say. They didn't show any footage of it, but they said that you're going to be able to go into the Pokemon dens, and that's where you're going to see the legendaries and stuff. That looks like an amazing idea. See, they have some cool ideas with the new games, but they also have some whack ones, like not having interesting rivals. But that'll be enough from me. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. See y'all on the next time. Wow. See y'all in the next video. Bye.